And welcome back to Crypto Hulk Show. Got a good one lined up today. It's Saturday morning, 7 a.m. And it's Saturday, the 7th of June, 2025. I think what I'm going to do is start the show off. Let me look at who the first 5 people were. And then what I'm going to do is look at my Caleb Brown account and just kind of see what's up. I'll let you know. I'll give you a rundown on what cryptos I have and maybe some kind of ratios and stuff. We got Ben McLeod and then Ben McLeod again. He joined up at the entry level and then upgraded to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. Rainer Paulus, welcome to the entry level membership. Then we got Trent O'Donnell, welcome to the entry level membership. And then El Matatan, welcome to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. There's Ragnar Lothbrook again. Welcome to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. First 5 people are Brian Edwards, Thomas Cox, 552 Man. Let's see. El Coco Loco. And then Gunner, and then Vanessa. Welcome to the show. Okay, Caleb Brown time. Let me take a look. Let me see where I'm at. Let me click there. I'm going to have to get the 2-factor authentication going. By Jove. I didn't see Gordon Logan this morning. By Jove. Okay. Let me type in those numbers. Now that's kind of weird. Yeah. My screen, something's wrong. Doesn't look right. Let me try it again. I know it's the weekend, but okay, hold on, flipping. Oh, there we go. So I got a variety of cryptos. Okay, now it's looking better. Here's what we got. I got Zebek, Kyber National Crystal, Flare, Hedera, XDC, USD Coin, and that is it. Now I'm ready to buy something else. I've got some USD Coin. I bought some crypto earlier in the week, sold it off, and put it into USD Coin because it doesn't fluctuate. And then I'm ready to probably either, I don't know, the next few days buy something. My ratios, my Hedera is my biggest one. The amount of money I have in Hedera is close to what I spent on XRP. But if you count for inflation and shit, on a 1 to 10, 10 meaning $10 and 1 meaning $1, my ratio of how much I spent on Hedera and how much I spent on XRP, it would be like $7 on Hedera and 10 on XRP. The numbers are pretty close. They're getting fairly close, but if you account for inflation, which is about 30% more, then it comes down to around, for every $7 I spent in Hedera, I got 10 in XRP. The Kyber network, it's a little over half of what I got into XRP. That's my ratio. XDC is about a third of what I got in XRP. Flare, about a quarter-ish of what I have in XRP. And then Zebek is less than Flare. Zebek's probably my least amount that I spent. Now with Zebek, though, the cryptos are worth, there's a lot of them. So if we're talking the amount of Zebek, I've got 8 times what I have in XRP, numbers wise, because Zebek's really cheap. So it's really cheap. I mean, damn. So that's kind of like my ratio. Some of you want to know, like, what are my numbers, or what how am I looking at Hedera? My numbers for Hedera are pretty close to XRP. I actually have more Hedera than XRP by about 10%. Kyber, the Kyber network, I've got, okay, let's say if I have 10 XRP, I've got 5 Kyber. So but the number of my Kyber tokens is half that of my XRP. XDC, for every 1 XRP, I have 1.5 XDCs. And then Flare, it's super, super cheap. So for every 1 XRP, I got about 4 Flare. And that is my numbers on my crypto for Caleb Brown, not including hardware wallet. So that's that. Let me check here in the comments section. We're getting ready to get a disclaimer going. Crypto She-Hulk is here. I'm happy to be home and back in class. Vegas, Las Vegas, huh? I didn't really go too far outside the casino area, so that's kind of like not a good representation of Las Vegas area. So it's just a tiny little portion. It's really bad. The poor areas around Las Vegas and stuff, the casinos, I mean, specifically. But you get out of the casino area, which we didn't get to do. It's actually kind of nice. It's a different world, just normal people and shit like that. So it was hot. It was getting real hot. We left just when Vegas was starting to heat up. I know June, July, August are like bad. So we got there and it was just starting to turn like June. And June is just about the month Vegas starts heating up. If I were to show up in August, oh, fuck. Or like July 15 or some shit, oh, fuck. Like inside the parking garages already in the parking, like when you wait for your Ubers and shit in the casino, the parking garage, oh, my God. It was already probably 90. Because that concrete just soaks in all the heat, right? I couldn't imagine July 15th being in a parking lot in the garage at the casinos. Holy fuck, it's going to be like an oven, like horrible. Like hard to breathe, like all bad. So there you have that. Crypto OJ, thank you for the tax-free donation. ZBCN to $5.89. What XRP should have without the XRP lawsuit? It was all a plan, everybody. Crypto Hulk shows you. It's all government. All the shit's the government. Tax-free donation. Snack Wrench says tax-free donation at last. Greetings from the UK. Keep up the deep dives, Hulk. All right. David Light has been sharing your ZBN stuff everywhere. Yeah, it's a great crypto. Why wouldn't you? Okay. Name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor at all. Don't believe anything on the show. Everything on the show is bullshit. It's lies. It's fake. All I do is cut corners. I don't do any deep dive at all. My job is to get you financially destroyed. Before every show, I get really fucking high. Snort coke, inject heroin, pop handfuls of roofies, at least 2 or 3. Let's see, what else do I do? Smoke methamphetamine, and I don't know. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. And, drink about a gallon of vodka before every show, at least an hour before every show. And, alrighty then, that'll do it. Before any video I've ever made or before any post I've ever made. Super fucking high. Okay, now let's look at, there's a lot of adoption going on in cryptos in the world. Like it's all coming. I've never seen this much movement in crypto. I don't care about the price. Like that shit doesn't bother me at all. I'm trying to buy before this shit takes off. That's the only thing. I want the prices low right now. I'm buying each month. I get a crypto allowance. If you got all your shit and you're ready to get rich, great. I really don't care. I care about me, my's, and my owns. We got a lot of people that don't have crypto yet. That's what my show's for. I'm going to show you which ones I'm buying. I kind of show you my ratios and stuff. People can, if you want to know why, if you watch my show, you'll know why I buy certain ones. And there you have it. So David Knight, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Appreciate that. Can we pump root again? Oh, man, I made money on that one. Let me tell you. So I was able to buy some crypto for free today because I made money on that root thing. Crazy. I made cray money. Hey, just when these little things pop up, I'll go through cryptos and look, if they go on a run, then great, make money on it and sell it off. And then when it dumps, buy back in again or just hold it, your choice, whatever. When I find different cryptos, and it happens now and then I'll let the $10 member knows, I'll let them know first. Because they are paying the $10. And the rest of everybody can watch when the show starts. You're still ahead of every other channel anyway. Just some people want to know before the show what it is. I don't, yeah. And the cryptos we go over on the show, they're all fundamental. I'm not going over dumb shit. So if they're tied in there with secret relationships, they're not going to have necessarily officially be a Ripple partner. No, they're using like 8 of the Ripple partners to get the job done. They're using fucking Ripple, man. It's just like that. These companies, some are tiny. Look, they're not going to, Ripple doesn't make relationships with every single company in the world. Get it? Ripple, let's say, just giving an example for some people that are slow, Ripple might make relationships with 200 financial institutions, let's say. And then for those 200 financial institutions, each one of those might have 200 banks underneath them that they're helping out. Get it? So that's how Ripple's able to spread throughout the whole world. Ripple goes, TikTok is totally banning my videos when it comes to Ripple China and all that stuff in Hong Kong. Oh, man. They already know. TikTok knows I can change my name and all these things with the information I have. Boom, they ban that shit immediately. And I try as much as I can to cover stuff. Oh, they're terrified of Crypto Hulk show, I'll tell you. Let's start right here with Maple and then the syrup coin. I'll tell you, man. Somebody got their messages deleted for being an asshole. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's off subject. I love this one. Your thoughts on chain AI, but you seriously think I'm going to just start talking about some shit? You're not even a fucking member. Let's get rid of this person completely. This is like a bot or some dumb shit like that. Let me try to see. Who's this fucker right here? Any news on the XRP lawsuit? Seriously? That's so fucking played out. Like an 80-year-old hooker. I'm going to get on with the show because some of these questions are just too fucking stupid. Maple Finance expands to Solana. Interesting. And it deploys a yield-bearing stablecoin. Maple's expansion to Solana is powered by Chainlink. Yes, I'm sure it is, and I'm sure there's other people that are helping as well. But we'll get into that in a minute. Like I told you, I noticed right when Stellar came out with this bridge, All Bridge, and Ripple hooks up with Axelar, that's when I started noticing shit happen. Because right there, see, these other platforms, look, each platform does what it does. It do what it do. So you've got an interoperable platform allowing Chainlink to work with its oracles and shit like that. Solana is not the one. So we're not, well, I don't buy Solana. See, Solana can't do shit. Either can Ethereum, CeeLo, and these others as far as interoperability. So that's where Stellar and Ripple have to come in to save the whole crypto space. So let's go through with this. Maple's expansion to Solana is powered by Chainlink, and Chainlink's powered by Ripple. We'll get into this in a minute. So it's powered by Chainlink, which allows data transfer between Ethereum virtual machine and SVM ecosystems. Lending platform Maple Finance is expanding to the Solana network in a bid to reach a broader class of users. According to June 5th announcement shared with Cointelegraph, the company is deploying its syrup yield-bearing stablecoin to Solana-based platforms Camino and Orca. The coin had previously been available only on Ethereum. So that's how all this shit works. Look, if you've ever seen this, everything always starts with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Then they realize, oh shit, this doesn't work. It's almost like this. And I know that I've got to be right. I know the Ethereum's all kinds of Chinese involvement and secret government agencies in the United States, all that shit, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the top 10, 15 cryptos. They're all government projects. If the very early Ethereum investors were probably Andreessen Horowitz, Citibank, JP Morgan, all these. It ain't no mystery. Lightspeed Ventures, all these companies, they are all early Ethereum. So what these jokers do is anytime these Ethereum layer 1 based dumb shit programs like Solana, all this shit always starts on like an Ethereum. That gives the Ethereum a chance for these people to make money. They sell off. Then the project now goes to Solana. So everything always starts, you'll see it with Ondo and all that shit, that's Ethereum based. All this shit's going to start with that. so they can make that money off the Ethereum at first. It's kind of like they double dip. Instead of just going straight to the XRP and Stellar ledgers, they fuck around with these other ones, right? So they make their money off their Ondo. The people at Axelar, I'm not putting them down. They make their money off the Axelar. The people at Allbridge make that. Why don't we just go to the most interoperable ledgers to begin with and stop with the dumb shit? Okay, that's how all this is working. They're making money on the Ethereum. Then it goes to this, and they make their money on that. And then eventually they just realize, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go on Ripple and Stellar and XDC, R3 Corda. There you go. And eventually it ends up like that. But they got to make all this money and create all this chaos. It's how it goes. It's the only thing I've seen for 5 years is dumb shit. According to a June 5th announcement shared with Cointelegraph, the company is deploying its SYRUP, SYRUP USD. It's a yield-bearing stablecoin to Solana-based platforms Camino and Orca. The coin had been previously on the Ethereum. So there's that. Maple Solana integration is launching with $30 million in liquidity, which the company says will establish a deep and stable foundation for lending, trading, and collateral provisioning in the ecosystem. The integration was powered by an The integration, well, this is a weird way to write this. Who wrote this article? Here we go again. Christopher Tepedino. Christopher Tepedino. Seriously? He writes, the integration was powered by an integration with Chainlink. Christopher, what if we were to write this instead? The integration was powered with Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol. How about that? Bam! That is just so fucking hard, Crypto Hulk. You gotta tone it down. It's just way too intellectually giant material. The integration was powered by an integration with Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol. It went live on Solana May 19th. CCIP from Chainlink allows for data transfer across Ethereum virtual machine and Solana virtual machines. That's the SVM, and is said to accelerate cost effect. Oh, it is said to. It's said to. Okay. Now let's go to. That's enough of that article, Christopher. Thank you very much for fucking that article up. Let's go to now. Let's see, how does this really work? Okay, let's just go right to this. How does it really interoperate? Real world use case. When you build on a Solana, it's got to stay on Solana. Wait a second here. We got Dark Knight. Let me take a look here, buddy. Dark Knight. I already read that one off. I already gave you props there, buddy. Dark Knight, thanks for the tax-free donation. Now let's look here. Right here. If you got Stellar, congratulations. That's the XLM crypto. Okay, so these dumb shits. I'm serious. You got to be like Knuckle Dragger to build shit on Ethereum. It makes no fucking sense. Allbridge is a Stellar partner along with Ultra Stellar. Allbridge is a crypto you can actually buy. I haven't got it. And then there's something called Ultra Stellar. And then there's Stellar. Stellar! Allbridge Launch connects. So there's something called Allbridge Launch, and it's a bridge. Because if you build on Ethereum, you're stuck on an island you can't get off of. And it's a fucked up island. And same thing if you build on Solana, CeeLo, and Polygon, okay? So what Stellar did is created Allbridge Launch. Allbridge. And what it does is it allows interoperability amongst all these dumb shit cryptos that I just read off, okay? It allows interoperability between them and then other people to interact with them. Because otherwise you just have your little 4 chain island, but it connects, Allbridge connects these cryptos right here and makes them interoperable for the rest of the world. So my thing would be like, well, why don't we just build on Allbridge? Well, that makes sense. That makes total sense. But no. But the problem is because you got to have all your problems. Everybody's trying to. Anyway, I'm not here to. I'm not a coder. I don't understand these kinds of things here. But Stellar helps to interoperate all this Ethereum-based dumb shit. Okay. Now, if we go back to Ripple, because all roads lead back to Ripple, the most interoperable blockchain of them all, due to the fact that they're utilizing Codius since 2014, it's already built into the World Wide Web into HTTP 402. And then you have the Interledger protocol that was given to the internet by Evan Schwartz and Stefan Thomas in 2014 to be the interoperable master translator for the entire world. So we already know the most interoperable blockchain I just described. So what we got here in this next article is Ripple partners with Chainlink. To boost Ripple Labs US dollar stablecoin. So there's your evidence with that right there. So we've got Stellar with Allbridge, and then you got Ripple linking up with Chainlink. So that's how all this stuff is working. It's not that Solana's this great blockchain and it's expensive and Ethereum's expensive. It doesn't do anything. If Stellar wasn't there, we'd go back to the days where ain't shit happening with any of these cryptos. The only reason they're interoperable and stuff is because you got Ripple in there with the Chainlink utilizing the US dollar. Oh, yeah. On this program, I didn't say this when I first started. On this program, YT's cut my viewership down from 1.4 million views to about 650,000. So I'd really appreciate, especially for people that can't donate. So if you're financially disadvantaged, economically disadvantaged, that's fine. What's free is making a comment in the top chat after the show, making a comment, saving this video to your favorites, sharing this program with as many people as you can, even if it's your own email, because we got to show interaction. It helps the algo, and I won't say rhythm. And then lastly, please make a playlist of 8 videos and just every day hit play. I intend for you to sit there and watch each video. Now, if you try to get too smart and use your mouse and move it over the volume button, YT knows if you turn the volume off, okay? So don't do that. If the phone rings and you want to turn off the volume, hit the volume button on your keypad instead. That way YT doesn't know what you're doing with the volume. Now, of course, when the phone call's over, turn the volume back up on the show. And that's for show, because we don't want to manipulate any kind of algorithm. We don't want to do that, because then YT will get all shitty. So I have to tell you to watch all the commercials, okay? All right. Now, some people have been freaking out with this whole Ripple XRP stablecoin thing with Ripple. Okay, look, make it real simple. The XRP is a bridge currency. It's not designed to buy shit with, okay? okay, let me repeat this portion. It's not designed necessarily to buy shit with. Can you? Yes. It's not designed necessarily to buy shit with. I can keep saying this. So what should we buy shit with? That's why Ripple has the stablecoin. The XRP itself will be backed by gold, silver. I've already shown you Ripple Singapore. No other channel's been showing these. I've been showing you this now, almost getting close to 2.5, 3 years. The design of it is in Ripple Singapore in 2013 and 14. From the time I've been showing you this the whole time here, it has gold and silver. Ripple had gold and silver. So we know gold and silver is going to be massively important with all this crypto. I don't care about the prices now. Let's say silver is not super high priced now. It doesn't matter. It's all going to be. Same thing with gold. They try to get people to sell off of gold. I've been saying since 2020, my opinion is that gold's going to hit 10 to 12,000 an ounce. So I've been waiting all these years for that. Oh, news update. So I want to say last July or August, maybe somewhere around there, I maxed out 4 credit cards to get gold and dumped my credit score like 100 points or more. My credit score got into the, I think maybe bad or almost bad. Now it's up at 741. So I got the score. I started paying back the credit card shit. Was it worth it? Absolutely, positively. I got gold. I got in at gold and bought a lot of it at 20, I think 2,000 an ounce or 2,100, but 2,000-ish, something, maybe 2,050, something like that. 1 or 2 of my credit cards had a good limit on it with the 0% interest, and the other ones I paid some interest, and I don't care. My credit score is back up at 741. I'm golden again. It's considered very good. I guess according to experience, 741 is very good. And then excellent would be up. I'll be working on the excellent one over the next, but I've been paying down all those debts. So I haven't been able to cold plunge it because I just been paying off these bills, and then I had to move, and that shit's fucking expensive, and the typical drama. So that's the update when it comes to gold and silver and these things. Let's get into this. I want to switch courses right here, change up what I was going to discuss, and get into Switzerland. Switzerland, I'm telling you, these rich people, they're trying to squeeze everybody out. Now, what I hope happens, look, I don't know. That's why I've got silver and gold. I've got, let's see, right now, more money in silver and gold than crypto. That's why my show tends to attract a lot of gold and silver people, because I was in deeper with gold and silver than crypto. What my gold and silver is, it's the best hedge on the fucking planet. Like a nuclear bomb could go off, you're still gonna have gold and silver sitting around. Okay, everything else is gone. You don't have electricity. You don't have no crypto. You're fucking done. If you're in the middle of some country and the power grid goes out, I guess you could try to use solar, and then a satellite and stuff. Then you got money, I guess. Gold and silver is massively important. That's why I have right now more gold and silver than I do crypto. If something all bad were to happen. Okay, welcome back to the channel. YT cut us off today. Nice and early today. Yeah, so put down bullets, gold, silver. Yeah, I've got that too. Not a lot of them, but because there's a shelf life. Was it like 20 years or something? 15 years on somewhere around there, like 50. It depends on how you keep it. My bullets are at room temperature, so they're probably 72 degrees, and Anyhow, don't overbuy could be. Yeah. So what I'm trying to show you is this. Silver is used in so many use cases. Oh, yeah. So you get this. That's why Ripple Singapore, gold and silver in your wallet. Ripple had a real vault in Singapore. They still do. All this is total secret. These other channels have no idea. This is why, look, Ripple and this whole shit is all the government stuff. I can't go to a Ripple conference and be like, go David Schwartz, yo, woohoo. I mean, it's just ridiculous. He totally works for the government. This whole Ripple thing's a project government. It's a secret project. Why do you think yesterday we were reading about a department, and I won't say of defense contractor, that it's all up in crypto, and that's all about helping disadvantaged economies? This whole crypto thing is a way for the richest people in the world to get control over the world without blowing it up, because we all got to breathe the same air. Now, some of these people might have little houses you could live under the earth for, 100 years or something. I'm sure they don't want to do that. I'm sure their first option is to live on top of the land and not underneath, like 10 miles below, 5 miles or something. They got these cities where they could live in case of a nuclear fallout or something. Like, that's not choice number one. Choice number one is controlling everybody's mind and money, and let's not blow shit up, so that they can still fly around in their jets and travel, and we'll be like on bicycles, or we'll be walking on foot, eating bugs and insects, fighting and killing each other. That's how the plan is. Yeah, who wants to live like a mole for 100 years, right? So here's your article here about Switzerland. Not a good situation, but yeah, 15-minute cities. That's where this all's going, everybody. Hopefully we'll get rich. I don't know how rich. We won't be nearly as rich as them, because here's where the article comes in. You've got to hear this article about Switzerland. Here's why. Here's why we will not be as rich as them. Because they're already on their path to stealing our crypto. Switzerland green lights sharing crypto tax information with 74 nations. Oh my God. Hold on a minute. Switzerland's Federal Council expects to enforce the bill on the automatic exchange of crypto information with 74 countries by late 2026. With the first exchange seen in 2027. I really think this 2030, there's something going on where I think by 2030, all this green lights, everything. And everything, I mean, XRP at full price, not this 10 years from now shit, like full price. Switzerland is moving forward with plans to automatically share crypto-related data with 74 partner countries, all bad, including the United Kingdom and all European member states. Oh, no. The Federal Council, the government of Switzerland, has adopted a bill to enable the automatic exchange of information. They announced this on June 6. The proposal also suggests sharing the data with most G20 countries, not the United States for now. Once we get a Democrat in office as a president, then they'll share that information. But right now with Trump, it's not going to happen. The measure excludes the United States, Saudi Arabia, and China. The bill is currently under discussion in Parliament, and if approved, the AEOI framework for crypto assets would take effect January 1st, 2026. Oh, say it ain't so. Europe, are you listening? Not a good day in Europe. 333 Ramos was like, I have more lead. I have more lead and brass than crypto gold and silver. Oh my God. All right. Let me get the first exchange of data is expected in 2027. The new proposal follows the Federal Council's dispatch on the international and national legal basis adopted February 2025. During a meeting on June 6th, the Council adopted the dispatch and the AEOI approval, targeting the first crypto exchange in 2027. Now, speaking of Switzerland, a lot of shady people there, and the richest people in the world. They don't want you to be rich. That's what they're doing right here, everybody. When I was at Las Vegas, I did not go to XRP Las Vegas. I met Caleb and Brown there. And there's two other crypto influencers there. Zach Rector is his name, and then the Mel Carmine. They were already having a party, like a get-together, like a little shindig. And then I showed up later in the evening. I just stayed for about 15, 20 minutes. I wasn't trying to stay. I don't like doing a lot of social shit unless there's a purpose. If I got to teach, like right now, this program's very important. But I'm not over there to like say hi to everybody and just, no matter what group it is. I'm not putting down my sponsor. It's just I don't like doing social shit and chit chat. If it's fucking business and it's work and we're gonna make money, then let's fucking do it. Because I don't got time to just be sitting around trying to do dumb shit. All right. So there's a guy from Switzerland there, and he was telling me about how Switzerland, if you try to register your crypto with banks and shit, their position first off is you're a criminal. Prove to us how you got all your crypto, where'd you get it from, and shit like that. And he was like, man, like even though the banks over there will hold your crypto, and that's the safest way to go in one way, but he was like, man, you got to go back to all the exchanges you've ever bought your shit on, because they won't custody any of your shit they can't trace. Now imagine that. See how bad this is going to get? Now, in America, we're going to have a problem because the Democrat communists, when it comes time, oh yeah, we'll just show everybody everything. And then when Republicans get in office, they're going to be real protective about privacy. So there's going to be a fight in the future of the world with United States and Europe, because in America, there's still people that believe in freedom. But America's filling up with these knuckle dragger communists that think that we should be like Europe. My thing is, hey, go the fuck to Europe, right? I mean, it's that easy. If you want to have no rights, just move to Europe. Don't try to shit in the pool. Don't shit and piss in the pool with the rest of us. We're stuck in here, okay? Crazy 88s. Welcome to the 2024 crypto explosion. So it's looking pretty fucked up in Switzerland right now, and with 74 other countries. Oh, man. Now, I'll tell you what. I've been telling you since I started the show, some people, there's going to be some country where you can go that has shady bankers where you can make a deal. Okay, somehow make a deal. I don't know, whatever. I'm not giving anybody instruction, by the way. I'm just saying there's some country where a person, not you or me, because I never do anything illegal. I always follow the law, and I love paying taxes. Matter of fact, I love giving the government all my money so I keep nothing, and they can give it to illegal bastards that hop the border fences and crawl underneath them and shit in the United States. So that's what's going on there. We'll keep updated. I like the fact how Russia, China, and the United States are not getting involved in this dumb shit just yet. You know, I don't like this whole Europe thing. This is where the bad guy comes out in the end and tries to have a one, and I can't say world and I can't say order. It all comes out of Europe because they got this mindset. Russia ain't having this right now, at least. Fred, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. This whole Ukraine-Russia thing and how the Democrats in the United States and the Europeans are like, we don't want war, And the first thing they do, they start war with Ukraine and Russia. Like, I thought you guys are against war. Then the Democrats in the United States are like, yeah, we're trying to protect sovereign countries. What the fuck do we care about Ukraine for? Now, personally, I'm not going to put my side on it, but I'm just showing you how the Democrats in the United States were so against any kind of wars. But boy, they sure were fast to jump in. We've got to protect the democracy of the people in Ukraine. It's not even a democracy. The whole thing's stupid. But yeah, it's we love false flags. Yeah. I get a lot of different people. I get a certain kind. That's one thing we talked about at Caitlin Brown. Like, I have a certain kind of a person that likes my show. People that want real information. And look, sometimes the information's tough and we don't like hearing it, but I have to tell you what I find, the information I find. It doesn't mean that I know shit, and I don't. But the people that watch Crypto Hulk, they just want to know, like, what do I know? Right? Crypto Hulk, just tell me what you fucking discovered. And you don't need to, like, sugarcoat it like the Democrats when they're trying to feed you their shit pill and you swallow it. Like, I'm just going to give you the shit pill and you can see how stinky it is or whatever. And that's just how it is. I don't create news. I just investigate and show stuff. It's all I do on this channel. I show stuff on how this whole crypto is a government conspiracy. I show you the evidence. It's undeniable with the Ripple Russia and Ripple China and all these things. So the government's involved in all this. Don't pretend like, Brad Garlinghouse, he's my hero. Like, these are government agents, people. All right. And their whole goal is to roll out a financial institution without you seeing it's a whole new financial institution. Okay. Distractions and all these things. And I'll tell you what, it's going to happen inevitably. You don't have to buy crypto and everything. Don't worry. You don't have to buy it right now because later they're going to force you to use it. That's going to be another article we're going to get into right now. So let me leave the Switzerland communist article and let's talk about the United States, how they're shifting right now into crypto right before your very eyes. And all the shit that I said 5 years ago is coming true. Let me send you the article first. Yeah, right here. Mindset Shifter says this. Let's what Mindset Shifter says this. Exactly what I'm saying. They are actors in plain sight. David Schwartz, Brad Garlinghouse, not Monica. Yep, even her. All of them are actors for the government. Rolling out a crypto system. China, Russia, they all got into it 10, 11, 12 years ago, everybody. This was already done. The biggest of the big countries, look, the rich people, the 5 families that control the whole world, 12 years ago, got with the biggest superpowers and said, you are going to implement this. So starting back in 2013, there was a lot of, and I've already gone over this about 2 weeks ago, but back in 2013, this is where Codius got put into the HTTP 402 of the internet. Codius, with the Interledger protocol, was gifted to the World Wide Web. That's when this started with the governments and the richest people in the world. You hooked up America, Russia, and China, Hong Kong. We got a news article about Hong Kong. I don't know if I'll get into it right now. How much time do I got? Probably not a lot because I keep wasting I keep talking so much. Whew, but this is so big. Okay. I'm going to try to get to this article right now. It's overwhelming, you guys. Like the shit that I see going down on my end, because you guys work and you have lives and you got kids and some of you got grandkids and stuff. All I do is look for fucking news and I see all this shit and I tell you. But it's all starting to make sense to me now. that 12 years ago, all this shit officially got a green light and they started to implement it with the Ripple Russia, Ripple China, Hong Kong, all the early mover, first advantage. This is why I show you, Crypto Hog, why I show us all this old new shit, because this is the foundation. I've been telling you now for all this time. Listen, the early movers of remember how I have the 2013-14 Ripple customer list? They will all have first mover advantage. What are we going to read here probably tonight in the news article? Hong Kong gets crypto laws. Bam. All done. First country in the world. Why is that important? They're a Ripple partner from 2013-14. I just told you. Russia is in the news. Why? Because their ruble is taken off. Ripple, first mover advantage. See what I'm saying? So if I told you, if you want to invest in certain countries' money, China, Russia, Hong Kong, Turkey, these kinds of things, I show you outside of the box investment shit because not that I'm a financial advisor, it's because I show you the Ripple's early mover advantage. Canada, there's an article in the news about Canada. Oh, Canada's falling behind. No, it's not. You got Blue Zell. You got the Nova Scotia Bank and all the Bank of Scotland. All that shit's Ripple. Canada's been there, right? Canada's going to take off before the United States. All this stuff's early mover advantage. And everything I'm showing you now is starting to come true. It's amazing. I'm seeing it all. Let's go with this article here. United States. Oh, another thing I told you like 4 years ago when I discovered a lot of this stuff is that when we get near when this shit's going to take off, the governments are going to have awareness campaigns. Your banks are going to have Saturday weekend crypto workshops. The government's going to have these companies come in and do public service announcements teaching people how to get your disability check on your phone, how to use digital wallets. I'm telling you guys, it's all coming like this. They're talking about fast, immediate payments. Talked about digital wallets. Okay, crypto wallets, same fucking thing. Okay, that's where all this is going. We are in, right now, we are in the educating the public phase. That's how you can see they're starting to roll out all this stuff. When you start seeing your banks having cryptocurrency for sale, and then they are going to have an update on like your Wells Fargo app, and they'll have a crypto wallet in there. Oh, man. Let me get to this article because I'm going to show you right here. The article's titled, Public Sector. The public sector, everybody. Payments prepare for $175 billion shift to digital. Okay. Shift, let me put it in terms that people like us would understand. They're getting prepared. They're preparing all the public, not just us little tech nerds. They're preparing the whole entire public in the United States, the government, to issue only digital crypto kind of stuff, okay? It's coming right now. A shift in public sector disbursements is underway. Beginning September 30th, 2025. July, August, September. Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk, 2-3 months from now? What's going to happen 2 to 3 months, Crypto Hulk? Let me tell you. Beginning September 30th, all federal agencies must replace paper-based payments with what? Digital disbursements. Oh, including what? Real-time payments. Oh, interesting. Direct deposit, prepaid cards, and digital wallets, everybody. Remember, let me show you this article here. I was the only one showing you this. They start talking about digital wallets. What has Crypto Hulk been showing us that no one else has been showing us? No, not pictures of his ass. Let Look at this article right here. 21 top Bitcoin and digital currency companies endorse a what? New digital framework. For what? Digital ID and for trust and open data. This article is from 2014. What is it about? The new digital framework for digital ID. And they discuss in there having wallets and having your ID under control. Now let's go back to the article I was reading. So starting September, you're going to have the move stems from a March 2025 executive order from Trump titled Modernizing Payments to and from America's Bank Account. And this marks a what? It marks an evolution. You know, I keep hearing so much in crypto, evolution, transformation, evolution, transformation. It's happening right now in front of our eyes, everybody. I hope the crypto prices are cheap. They're not always going to be that way. I want you to know that this is a special time and a place. I can read you amazing crypto news. The prices stay cheap. That means go in and get it. Okay. What's going to happen in the future? Let me tell you. I know this is really hard to understand. When they are ready to go, you're going to hear a crypto news. XRP goes to $500. You just got priced out. See how that works? Then what's the dumb shit's going to do? Oh man, I'm priced out. Oh man, I should have bought. Oh man. But you were the same one bitching the whole time that crypto prices don't go up. And yet your stupid ass is priced out. Oh, I never got any of that crystal, that KNC or whatever. The K, I never got that Kentucky Fried Chicken crypto. Oh, man, I'm priced out. Oh, man. See how dumb these people are? Crypto Hulk shows you articles. The prices don't go up, so your stupid ass can buy in. See how that works? It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But no. What you're going to do with your little 500 XRP wallet, Mr. Big Spender, is you're going to bitch and complain when XRP is at $1,000 and HBAR is at $500. You're going to be that stupid motherfucker in the chat that's claiming, oh shit, I wish these crypto prices were cheap again. I don't wish they were cheap again. I'm buying this shit up until that day when this shit takes off. I'm not going to look back and say, oh, man, I should have bought more of that. And yeah, but the prices were just too low. I need them. I'm just like, wow, let me read the article because there's going to be so much dumb shit. I'm going to have to kick so many people off the channel for saying dumb shit. So Trump makes an executive order in March of 2025. At stake is more than convenience. The federal government processed $175 billion in paper checks in 2024 at a cost of what? $700 million in the system support alone. Imagine this. They write $175 billion in paper checks, okay? It costs them $700 million to do that. With cryptocurrency, it's not going to cost them anything. The government just saved almost $1 billion by going to crypto just for this. But if you get a Democrat in office, don't worry. They'll have that $700 million spent putting up illegals in hotels and paying for all their medical and their food and for them to have more illegitimate children by fatherless dads. Fraud concerns are another key driver. Department of Treasury issued checks are 16 times more likely to be lost, stolen, or altered. Wow. 90% of Americans now say they would prefer to receive disbursements instantly if given the choice. Imagine that. Are you hearing this? See how it's all getting set up? They're going to phase out the paper, and then they're moving into crypto. Let's take a look. Oh, this is a Grok. I'm looking at, let me do a short video here. This will be Trump's executive order. And it's not that long. Okay, let me send this to you.
You're not even subject.
This will be true.
Title IX. Mr. Baker, I can't tell you how disappointed this makes me, but not just disappointed, frankly, infuriated for the student athletes who are suffering because of your policies, and you won't even defend them. You won't even.
I like that guy. Josh Hawley out of Missouri or whatever. That dude's awesome. All right. What we got here is on March 25, 2025, President Trump issued Executive Order 14247. The title is Modernizing Payments to and from America's Bank Account. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cherry pick this, and then we're done. This will be the last article. I do have two sets of evidence showing that the government is using Ripple and Volante and stuff, but this will be the last article, and then I have a couple supporting articles to prove my point on what crypto is the government going to use. I have some evidence, some pretty strong evidence for who I think it is, but let's take a look at this executive order right here. So if we go to section 3, it talks about phase out of paper check disbursements and receipts. Effective September 30th, everybody. This is coming up in like 3 months or less. Effective September 30th. The Treasury of the United States of America will stop issuing paper checks. For what? All. That's ALL, federal disbursements. Uh-oh. Go down to, so that was section 3, letter A, lowercase letter A. Go down to B, C, D, E. Go down to lowercase e for Edward. Here's how all payments will be made. They're telling you right here, direct deposit. Okay, all payments will either be direct deposit, debit and credit card payments, digital wallets. There you go, right there. All the shit's already done, everybody. Real-time payment systems. Well, we know it's not Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? Because shit's not real-time with them. And then they say other modern electronic payment options. That is all that I wanted to show you about the presidential order, executive order. You can read that on your own. Now, what crypto Hulk do you think the federal government's using? Well, let's take it back 11 years ago. Now, see, there he goes with those 11-year-old articles. Let's look at what we got here. Here's an article. It's on the Ripple page. It's still on the Ripple website. July 21st, 2017. This was published 2017. It's called the Federal Reserve Task Force. Ripple improves speed and transparency of global payments. So it's not about, hey, there's crypto platforms out there that are faster than Ripple. Okay, great. But do they have speed, transparency, and accuracy? Well, why is that important? I thought it was just about being fast because the Chinese got this computer could do 1 million transactions a second. Okay, stop. So if there's an error on that platform, can you look at it and find where the error was? Well, no, you can't. Oh, got it. Okay. It doesn't matter how fast something is. You've got to have it speed. It's got to be exact. No mistakes. It's got to be transparent. We can watch the flow of the crypto. If you don't have all those, it ain't going to happen. That way, if you lost money, where the fuck did it go, right? You got $20 million. It just disappeared. Oh, sorry, but it is fast. You did lose it in record time. You did lose $21 million in 0.0000001 second. You lost it super fast, but we don't know where it went. That's not going to work, okay? So I don't care how fast the computer is or whatever. Here we have this article. I'll just read it really quick. Today, after 2 years of work, so that means in 2015, the Federal Reserve started working. In 2015, that was the same year as the Ripple settlement agreement, everybody. If you remember correctly, the Ripple settlement agreement was, and nobody talks about this except me, which I don't understand why. It's the most important crypto case, not the current Ripple case. That's not even important. That's a fake court trial that I never talked about on my show. Everybody else talked about it, but not me, because I don't go over fake shit on my program. I let other channels do that on theirs. So what happened in 2015 is the United States Attorney's Office in a United States courtroom with the Treasury and FinCEN and the FBI and everybody else all investigated Ripple in 2015 and determined that Ripple was a money service business, and their goal was to buy and sell XRP. Okay. And then the XRP was considered a currency. That's it. This whole Gary Gensler thing, this Jay Clayton filed a lawsuit in 2020 or whatever. It's all fake. All the shit was fake. This is why the government, see, here's what's funny. Like, people just don't know this. And that's why you watch Crypto Hulk, because I show you all the old stuff, because this is how it really is. Okay. In 2015, the government determined the XRP was a currency. That's why also in 2015, the same year as the settlement, the Federal Reserve right here worked with Ripple in designing a faster payment system. They didn't do this with any other crypto, okay? Now we got here Volante. If you do a Google AI search, type in Federal Reserve, put the plus sign, and put Volante. Do search. And when you do that, it says Volante Technologies is a cloud payments modernization partner that works with financial institutions to help them evolve and innovate the payment system, instant payments like FedNow. Oh, shit. This ain't Ethereum, folks. It's no other payment system, everybody. Now, let's go to the actual FedNow webpage. So let me show you with more facts. That's what Crypto Hulk Show is. It's a fact-based program. It's not my fucking opinion. I don't have to. Freedom Rings. Thank you very much for that. If you're new, you're at the right place for not getting wrecked. Thank you, Hulk. Then you got Eric Goldsmith. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Look at what I just sent you right here. This, if you look at the address bar, it's at explore.fednow.org and a bunch of slash stuff. Okay. What is it showing here? Volante Technologies. It's called Volpay. That's a Ripple partner. And if you look at right down below here, it talks about, oh, look, Ripple's right there. Do you see any other cryptocurrency company's name here? No, you don't, do you? No, you don't. You see Ripple. Okay, so there's that. Now, let me show you this next page. Ripple is a Volante partner because why? The number 2 bank in the entire world, Citibank, is a partner of this as well. Well, isn't that special? Notice you don't see Ethereum here or Bitcoin or anybody else. Just in, Citibank extends partnership with who? Ripple-powered Volante. Oh, shit. So now we know that in 2015, the United States government determined that Ripple was a money service business and that the XRP was a currency. That same year, the Federal Reserve worked with Ripple and the Faster Payments Task Force to design, guess what? Faster payments. How about that? And then they determined that Ripple was the one. We just got done reading where the Federal Reserve picks Volante, a Ripple partner, to do faster payments. And it just happens to be that Citibank, the world's second largest bank, is also a partner in that same Volante deal as well. Not Ethereum, not Bitcoin. I don't care about a price. I care about fundamentals. And that appears that'll be it for today's morning show. I'm pretty certain, given the crypto news, I'll probably be able to have a 5 p.m. show today. I can't tell you for certain, but I'll look. Let me see if there's any last minute questions. Now, of course, listen. Ripple can only do certain things. Stellar, look, each crypto that's good does different things, okay? So that's why Ripple hooked up with a Hedera. That's why Ripple hooked up with a Chainlink. That's why Ripple hooked up with a Algorand, because they bring different stuff to the table. So when you have a good base, what's the base of all the crypto? XRP Ledger, okay? Why? Because it has Codius with Interledger Protocol, which makes it able to communicate with any platform. And then you got the Stellar, which does what it does. Like I said, Hedera, Algorand, HBAR, Quant, Shilling, they each bring something to the table. So different cryptos, XRP will be the platform of FedNow. Other cryptos will be involved in that, of course, because they do different things. Ripple is the ledger, like the glue that holds it all together. It's like the table, and you put a bunch of puzzle pieces on the table. You got to have a table. You can't do it on carpeting. You can't put together a puzzle on carpeting. It won't work. It's got to be a flat surface. We can slide all those pieces together. That's what Ripple is. It's the table, or it's the flat floor. And all the different puzzle pieces that are good, now that's other cryptos. That's why I have probably 8 cryptos, because they do different things. They're having a purpose. So it won't just be for brand new people. This isn't just about buying one crypto. It's you need to kind of diversify your cryptos up in case maybe one crypto swallows up another one or whatever. So that's why I have 8. Maybe my goal is to have 10 total crypto. So if something happens to this one, that one, the other one, then I still got 7 others left. Okay. Preston Reed says, thanks, Hulk. All righty then. I will wrap this up. All right, I got to go. I got to do the other half of my leg workout. Not looking forward to it, but that's just life. I will hopefully see y'all somewhere between like 5 and maybe 6 p.m. Pacific time, somewhere in there. Hopefully if I can get some news set up, and take care.